He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why. He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up. He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed. There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true. The legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad. The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark.
No, Claminor, I'm going to be skipping the tutorial stuff, not the story stuff.
How Lupa Lupin somehow left you alive after his raid on the old village. He must have had a purpose with that. The question is, what? There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Lupa Lupin did to your village, your Muma and Popsy, was the beginning of the end. He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back, but he's grateful you have. It was after the attack that the unity fell apart. Your Muma's disciples divided and formed tribes as a reaction to the blight that had fallen upon the land.
What's at stake?
The impending threat of the World Eaters bringing down the Tree of Life is ever so close. He also worries about the Jagni tribe.
Are you gonna die again in the tutorial?
Working for doomsday and purging of the world. Had it not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have survived. He hopes you at least remember the tree.
This stuff we're gonna skip through. Although this guy's voice is amazing.
Asks if you were tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from...
Yep. Hey, Lady Aya, what's up, bud? Yeah, so the first time I played this, I might have jumped down into that water, and I was like, oh, I'll just swim across. Yeah, I died. Hey, Hail for Money. Thanks for the 10 months, dude. So what this is all saying is basically, there are these things called no-nos that store up spiritual energy that we have to give to this tree sapling that'll eventually turn into a big tree and protect the realm. So, yeah. There's your cliff notes. Why is there Rat Elvis? You don't really know yet. Yeah. I want to speak in song? I know, right? This is a flashback, so we're much younger now.
He lost you there for a while, but no memory.
Arg! Thanks for the $20 tip to the mod team, buddy.
Of a trail you can
really appreciate it, dude.
He says he remembers every single day he devoted to growing the Tree of Life, but now he's afraid it might be in vain. The tree started to die when the end of days begun, and it wasn't long after that that the World Eaters arrived.
Okay, World Eaters.
The genetic evolution that occurred after the apocalypse that Toxanol Corporation inflicted on the land set the World Eater's DNA into overdrive. His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Nocco has tamed the Midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route.
Okay.
Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast.
Hey, King Flabs.
Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the World Eaters. There's one at the end of each route. The road ahead won't be easy, but he's counting on your support. His friends aren't strong enough to end this on their own. He wants you to understand that you'll all die if the tree isn't saved.
Not great. Yeah. How do I defeat them?
His friends have prepared something specific for each World Eater. The Mekton, the Octopod, the Majute, and the Goo Glide are almost ready to ride. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters.
Okay, and there we go. Thanks, buddy. Fate of the
You're
world.
getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb.
Any loots? Nope.
Not the easiest way to get up.
We're doing it live. Think you're gonna play Mass Effect eventually?
Know that the Tree of Life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the World Eaters.
The title drop.
A signpost maps it out for the cartographically challenged.
Nice. And he peed on it.
Let's see.
These are fast travel and waypoints. The map is nice. Take the map. When do I usually post a thoughts on a game video? When I'm done playing it, generally. Yep. Hi, big guy.
That must be the World Eater that chewed off Out of Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down. The World Eaters have made their marks on our world over time. That's not the first nor the last village it'll leave in its wake.
Your face is a world eater?
Look, a survivor.
Game stream, that's pretty rude.
Glad to see someone made it out alive.
Hmm. No one knows. Yes, THQ got everything worked
He's
out
heard
and
the
is
stories
letting us play
about
the game.
Terror inflicted by the World Eaters to other enclaves, but never expected one to come all the way here.
This is the aura. The aura system, good and evil. It apparently
He
influences
worries
the whole
there
game.
won't be much left to save if this continues, even if the Tree of Life survives the attack. He doesn't know what your connection is to this place, but something tells him you've stayed true to your heart.
Interacting with captives and psi shrines will reward you with psi points that you can use to unlock psionic powers. Powers can only be unlocked once you've reached the required dark or light inner balance.
Anyway, he needs help and says it's by your actions you'll be judged, not by your intentions.
Let me help.
He's grateful for that. You still seem to have a spark of light in you.
That's a spark of light in you!
Bratan! I like the light.
What's there to like about light? It hurts to look at.
Not as much as it hurts to look at you.
Always making this personal.
And you're always trying to pretend it's not.
You've gained a psi point. Use it to unlock some powers in the mutation menu. Some powers are locked by the aura score. Cool.
There's out of date again. He must have missed something important.
Hey, buddy.
Out of date says you will make a better stand against the World Eaters with the support of a tribe, and there are 2 nearby.
This is the big stuff. This is the stuff I'm most interested in.
To be a good match as they act on the understanding of the greater good and have a code of honor. Regardless of who you choose, it won't be easy, as the conflict between the tribes is worse than ever, teetering on the brink of war. The Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same.
Is this the start of the game? Yes. Yes, this is the beginning. We've played through this once, and we're catching up now on a new character.
Conviction to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jackney isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way.
Fate will find a way.
Out of date says someone needs to break the stalemate and shift the balance of power to either Jackney's or Myriad's side. He believes the tribe's Sifus, Myriad especially, will listen to you and expects you to pay at least one of them a visit and play your part.
Why Myriad?
He can sense you share Myriad's view on the world. The Myriad would embrace someone willing to fight against the tyranny of the Jackney. Out of date will be waiting for you beneath the Tree of Life if you lose track of what you need to do.
Okay.
Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters.
Your current and started quests are shown in the journal. See the top menu above. You can change what quests are tracked by opening the journal and selecting another quest. Cool.
Another fork in the road. It's either the tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be?
Oh. Mm-mm. Cool. Be good. Would you recommend this title for...
It's unusual that natural tunnels like this still exist. Most of them got flooded.
Would you recommend this title for someone who is starved for single-player games? I only played this game 3.5 hours, and I definitely had some issues with it when I played it. I'm playing it again to see kind of what I'm going to think about it long-term. But I don't really know yet. I don't really know yet, to be honest. I'll need to spend some more time with it before I start recommending it or anything like that.
Bullets everywhere.
Boom. Enemies are so tanky to bullet fire. We are also playing on the hardest difficulty, so that may have something to do with it too. I'm not sure how the difficulty system works, but usually HP is involved in some way.
This area was beautiful before the tribe war began. Look at it now. It's a war zone.
That's a good point. We didn't loot the village. Let's go back and take a look. Hey, Julia, how are you? Yeah, the game looks beautiful. That's one thing I can say for sure. The game looks beautiful. Very colorful. Runs pretty well. Mm-hmm. Cool. Get some more healings. Everyone else got smushed. Any chance of this on the Switch? I am not sure. No sé, amigo.
That's the Myriad tribe's fortress. Will they be friends or foe? You should head up there.
One sec, narrator. I just got to
you'll
pee
know.
on this real quick. Cool.
Let's see.
How's the sound design? It seems like it kind of is missing sound sometimes. And other times they don't really seem like they're positioned properly, but
It's a beaten path to that door.
We'll have
If
to
you
see.
go there, you'd better make an entrance. Says they're
Sounds okay with headphones, Dub? That's good.
strangers. They're at war.
gotta speak to this bro.
The Sifu is mindful of his time, but thinks you'll just have to find out for yourself if he's willing to spend some of it on you.
Love how this guy looks.
The Myriad tribe act on understanding of the greater good and a code of honor. They believe uniting the tribes is the only way to restore the peace. The Sifu is convinced that defeating the World Eaters and saving the Tree of Life is the only way to make the world a better place. He welcomes you to the Myriad fort and introduces himself as the tribe's Sifu. But he was hoping you'd show up. The news of a vigilante Ronin on crusade crossing the Great Wall through the crack in Bunker 101 has preceded you.
How dare you?
He heard you took out-of-date side against the scavengers in Bunker 101. It seems you believe in helping your next, and that's something you have in common.
Hey, cats and dogs.
He's convinced you've returned for a reason, and is glad you chose to come here. There's something about your spirit that sparks memories of you as a kidling. He can still sense you're kind-hearted. The Sifu says sometimes one memory can make another come to life. He hasn't thought about your Muma for ages, even though she taught him a lot. He was one of the original Wang Fu disciples.
My Muma?
Seek fluid intake.
Ah, thank you.
Your Muma invented Wang Fu. Originally, it consisted of unarmed combat and the 6 weapons: the boomerang, the shuriken, the bow, the staff, the nunchuk, and the hook and chain. The Sifu says it's time to set the past aside, at least for now. Unrest is sweeping the land, and there are rivals in all directions. Myriad wants unity between the tribes. Their goal is understanding of the greater good and establishing a code of honor. If you believe there's some good in everyone, there's still hope for tomorrow. You'll unite the tribes and defeat the World Eaters to save the Tree of Life.
Sets the game end goal to save the Tree of Life. Choosing destiny for defeated rival Sifus is limited to unite or subdue. Join.
He was hoping you'd join them. You understand that there's no harm in doing good to others.
I would hope not.
The Sifu was waiting for something to tip the balance in their favor, and with you by their side, he's confident you can unite the other tribes. The one you should coerce first is the Jagni tribe.
The Jagni tribe.
The Jagni tribe may believe that fear and hatred will lead them to domination. A vanquisition of the tribes and destruction of the Tree of Life won't be the restart they want. It's just an end to everything. Their kin have run out of options and found themselves backed into a corner. Even those who desire peace have been forced to prepare for war.
I wish there were another way.
You need to take the struggle to the enemy, or the enemy will bring it to you. When survival is threatened, there's no other option left but war. He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of.
Hey, on my level.
He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen. You both have gentle minds, so they want to wage a gentle war. A war that bonds as much as it breaks.
A gentle war.
Tells you not to be afraid. Your fate cannot be taken from you. Claim the rival outposts and earn the right to wield the tribe weapon. Once you've dealt with the rivals' outposts, you'll challenge their Sifu to unite their tribe with yours and let your kin share land again. You were all part of the same tribe once, but without your Muma there as a guide, the disciples turned on each other and formed their own tribes. Seeing you brings back his memories of the old village. Myriad wants unity between the tribes. Their goal is understanding of the greater good.
Hey, Kicky Flips, thanks, buddy.
Establishing a code of honor.
Kill them with kindness. I assume kindness is the name of your gun.
Your kind and unselfish soul, and
Probably.
can sense you still have it in you, the will to do good. Anyway, the memories you make with your family are strong and can sometimes come to life.
Thanks,
Passing
Marvis
the
R.
old village on your way to the first rival outpost might help.
What family?
He can't blame you for not remembering, but he can sense the stillness of something lost.
Okay. I think the next one is kind of like the big tutorial that I'm going to kind of flutter by. It just kind of goes over some basic stuff, and it's kind of long-winded, unfortunately. But then after that, I think we're pretty much getting close to new stuff, which I'm looking forward to checking out. I like that there's loot everywhere. Peddler.
Peddler is...
Each vendor is specialized in a particular type of items. Melee parts, ranged weapon parts, gear parts, clothes, or mounts. Going to vendors and browsing their stock can be a great way to find better parts for your gear. If you're missing a specific part to craft a weapon, you can always check the nearest vendor. You can purchase items from vendors providing you have enough green, currency in the form of a leaf. The price of an item is listed in the right of the item listing. Green is gathered from specific bushes or through selling items. Okay. Diver's helm. A lot of different item and armor types. Bunny bucket. So far, this is probably the most interesting part of the game to me, is the crafting system and the traits associated with the crafting system. I'm looking forward to seeing how that plays out. Am I just like going to people's houses and stealing their stuff? I mean, I'm fine with this, but... Shinigami. Nice. This game looks underbaked as hell. Well, it was made... here's the thing. THQ is a powerhouse, but this game was made by a small team. It was made by a team of like 20 or so. So even though it's being published by THQ, and a lot of people are kind of like expecting AAA, I'm kind of more approaching this game kind of like an Elix, where it's kind of like, I'm sure some parts of it are going to be underbaked and probably kind of messed up, but at the same time, there may be some good parts in here that are fun to play, fun to explore, fun to look at. That being said, I don't know if that's the case yet, but I'm certainly approaching this with a little bit more of a let's see what the good parts are. Yeah. But Cohh, with a AAA price, it's only fair to compare it to other games priced the same. Now that is a good argument. That's a good argument. I mean, if you're charging $60 for a game, you are at that point saying it's a game worth $60. So that's a very valid argument. Can't really say anything to that.
Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the wonky ones especially. deformed and unfurred. Super effective.
Super effective.
Nice shot.
Thanks. I feel like I need to pick a different reload key. Can I? Let's see. Mapping. Reload. Can I send a different key as well? There we go. Let's try that.
Bang, bang.
Bang,
Well
bang.
placed.
Cotty hits like a truck.